Preps Plus is brought to you by Boston Store. Community Day is this Saturday, November 13th. Support local nonprofits by making a $5 donation and receive a booklet filled with money-saving coupons to use that day. By Pick and Save, the official grocer of Preps Plus. By the Heiser Automotive Group, where anything's possible. By Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. For the smart choice, it's academic. And by Lackey & Joyce, where you'll find a great selection of clothing and outerwear, skis, snowboards, and winter accessories.
Fall sports always seem to be successful here at Marquette University High School. Hi, I'm your host, Gary Howard, and welcome to Preps Plus, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel's high school sports show. This week, we'll salute the Hilltoppers State Championship soccer team, and we'll see the Hilltoppers football team, among others, in our highlight reels. We'll spend most of this episode on the football field, but we'll start with a pair of girls who have helped their volleyball team enjoy an amazing season. Here's Brad Preda, my main man, with our Boston Store featured student athlete.
As classmates, Kathleen Omalina and Jordan Lott have a lot in common. They've gone to school together since kindergarten. Now, as seniors, they each challenge themselves with tough classes. As teammates, Kathleen and Jordan are both four-year varsity players on a squad that took a 44-0 record into the state tournament.
We knew that they were within reach, so we kept our focus on the goals, but we never thought it would come to this height.
This season has been so much more than volleyball. We've built a family. Like, we are really, really close on the court, off the court. We practice hard 100% all the time.
Omalina, a middle blocker, stands 6'3". Lott, a defensive specialist, is 5'4", but each plays a big role.
Jordan is like the cheerleader, and we love it because she is really good at picking you up when you have had a couple points that you aren't doing so well. And Kathleen, we love her because she's so big in the middle, and she just is great, and she gets so excited, and that energy kind of helps pick up our energy when we're playing.
Angels coach Katie Olson appreciates Lott's desire to bring home a gold ball.
She is a spitfire. She wants us so bad, and she brings up the energy of the whole team.
The Angels brought up a pair of sophomores for the state tourney who might take over Kathleen's position next season.
And she's taken them under her wing because she knows she'll be gone next year, and she kind of showed them the ropes, what they need to do as a varsity middle player. So she's done a great job of that.
The trip to state was the talk around school last week, but someone like Kathleen, who's planning to study pre-med while playing volleyball at Loyola of Chicago, couldn't neglect her classes.
So I wanted to take some classes, and St. Cat's offers some really nice classes for that, so always try to challenge myself on and off the court.
At St. Catherine's, there's no separation of church and sport. The religious aspect definitely came into play for a team looking to reach the promised land.
We've been really into having one of the teammates' sisters come in and talk to us, and she gives us a Bible verse and motivates us in an inspirational speech kind of before each game. So it's been that's really, really part of the way we play.
By the time this program airs, the Angels will have finished their season at the state tournament. No matter the results, this has still been a very special season. Here is Kathleen and Jordan accepting our featured student athlete plaque, courtesy of Boston Store.
Congratulations to the Boston Store featured student athletes. Stay tuned for football on Preps Plus.
Wow, I'm so jealous. You're so lucky.
I can't believe it finally happened.
Hold out your hand. I want to see it again. Cha-ching!
It's Boston Store's Customer Appreciation Sale, the sale that loves you back. Use your store card and get an extra 25% off regular and sale price items. Now with fewer exclusions. November 3rd through 8th. It's a date at Boston Store.
You are always the center of attention at Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin, where care from some of America's top doctors revolves solely around you for the best possible outcome. It's the type of care you'll find at an academic medical center, where the finest minds, specializing in your type of cancer, have their minds on you. Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. For the smart choice, it's academic.
We now go live as the Heiser Automotive Group welcomes Green Bay rookie Brian Bulaga to the Heiser family. Let's listen in.
Let's take a few questions.
Brian, what do you plan to bring to the Heiser Group?
Well, first, a strong work ethic and a greater level of competition.
Competition? You're going to teach us about competition?
Oh, yeah.
Marianne versus Brian. Visit Heiser.com and see who wins it all.
We're back at Marquette University High School here on Preps Plus, the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel's high school sports show. It's time for round 3 playoff highlights as we rock and roll the Preps Plus action reel. It's a giant-sized banner for a giant-sized game. It's the comeback kids from South Milwaukee versus the unbeaten Sabres from Franklin. After a Franklin interception, it's Sam O'Leedon calling his own number. He heads for the corner, dives for the pylon, 7-0 Rockets. Jumping to the second, Lance Barrett finally gets on track. After 2 early INTs, he finds Brady Oates on the deep bomb. 32 yards in all, 7-7. Late in the half, it's O'Leedon scrambling around, buying time with his feet, finding Griffin Buddy between 2 defenders, Rockets rolling. Later on the drive, O'Leedon this time finding an open Ivory Lashley big-time score. South Milwaukee up 14-7 with all the momentum going into half. Or do they? Barrett's looking to air it out again and connects with Brady Oates on the deep ball. He avoids the collision, 14-all. So instead of possibly going up 14-7 at the half, it gets worse for the Rockets. Franklin recovers the kick. The play is ruled dead. The Sabres get a field goal. 17-14 Franklin at the half. Middle of the third on 3rd and 21. O'Leedon's pass is tipped and caught by Chad Sadowski, who gets his feet in bounds, but was a yard short of the first. South Milwaukee would then be denied on 4th and short. Next Sabre possession, Barrett's rolling right, waiting, lofts one to Anthony Meyer, who leaps over the defender for the catch, 24-14 Sabres. Barrett gets his 4th TD of the night as Marcus Shellman bobbles, then hauls it in for 6. The Sabres would go on to win 45-27, setting up a rematch with Wanakee, who knocked Franklin out of the playoffs last season.
I know all the guys have been looking forward to it all season. I mean, I fumbled against them, so I'm looking for a little revenge too.
Now to Division III action. Wisconsin Lutheran's option is working early against Catholic Memorial. Just ask the camera guy as James Harris turns the corner and hits the afterburners. To the house, it's 7-0 and Wisco is fired up. Next drive, it's the option to Harris the other way. He's pushed out inside the 20. A couple plays later, quarterback Nolan McShane picks up tough yards with a sneaky draw play down to the 1. That set up a Tim Bauman touchdown, 14-0 Vikings. Second quarter, after converting a 4th and 1, Dominic Zanoni will connect with Charlie Walsh, who makes a nice catch in tight coverage and stays in bounds, putting the Crusaders in Vikings territory. The Crusaders would get on the board with a 30-yard field goal by Chris Colombe, 14-3. Under a minute left, first half. In the red zone, Nolan McShane zips this pass over the middle, but it's tipped and picked off by Matt Hauser. Still 14-3 Wisco at the half. Second half, after another CMH interception, the Crusaders are looking for the big play. Zanoni airs it out for Brock Coker, who had his man beat and looks to be in for 6, but no! He must have stepped out of bounds. The Crusaders would get the TD as Charlie Walsh punches this one in. It's 14-10. CMH is not going down without a fight. The Crusaders get another takeaway. Then Peter Karszewski takes the ball and bangs through tacklers. He'll go 60 yards to put the Crusaders in position to take the lead. That's just what they did with this 5-yard Walsh touchdown run, 17-14 Crusaders. Now 17 apiece, less than 4 minutes left. Pete Karszewski breaks through a huge hole and goes 74 yards to the house, taking the Crusaders to the next round. Catholic Memorial wins 24-17. Crusaders will face Delavan Darien in the D3 semifinals.
The defending state champion Hilltoppers took the field Saturday against a Germantown squad that was coming off a huge upset victory over Homestead. Let's see how this one played out in the Preps Plus Big Game.
A couple of weeks ago, Phil Datka might have coached his final game here at the stadium that bears his name. But after the Warhawks won that one and then upset rival Homestead in round 2 of the playoffs, the Warhawks got another home game, this time against the defending state champs. The win over Homestead was monumental, but it earned the Warhawks a date with another red-hot team. Marquette had won 9 straight. Coach Datka joked with the media, covering what could be the final game of his 42-year career. First quarter, Warhawks down 7-0. Josh Mongan's pass is on the money to Louis Tuzinski. He'll take it down inside the 5 to set up a touchdown. Second quarter, Marquette QB John Kopriva places this ball perfectly to Matt Mishevich, who just gets a foot inside the line. Touchdown Marquette, 14-6 Hilltoppers. Next possession, they're on the move again. Austin Taylor takes the pitch and goes 17 yards to the goal line. It's 20-6 Marquette. That means 20 push-ups for these guys. Yes, they did them all. Each team tried an onside kick in the first half. It works for Marquette when Joe Greif kicks it right to himself. A little selfish, maybe. It led to a touchdown, though, for Marquette and a 27-6 lead. The home team responds with a steady drive, capped off by this touchdown plunge from Alec Richmond. But Marquette would score again on its next possession. About a minute left in the first half, Josh Mongan drops back, rolls out, sees daylight, takes off, and he'll find pay dirt. 26 yards on the run to close the gap, but Marquette leads 34-20 at intermission. Here's a golden opportunity for Germantown to open the second half. Dan Olson picks off Kopriva's pass deep in Hilltopper territory, but the Warhawks couldn't cash it in. Marquette turns on the D in the second half. Ryan Grad tips the pass and then hauls it in as he hits the turf. More G-Town D. On fourth down, Kopriva looks for Alex Bakke, but just in the nick of time, Cole Reindl arrives to break it up. Germantown tries the halfback pass. Alec Richmond finds Jacob Richmond all alone. He lunges over the goal line. It's a 34-27 game. The well-groomed Hilltoppers get some individual pep talks to help them hold on to the lead. The Warhawks are on the move in the fourth until Mongan gets hit from 2 directions. The ball comes free. Marquette recovers. The Hilltoppers finally seal the deal when Austin Taylor gets a hole and goes the distance. Marquette wins it 41-27 to advance to a semifinal matchup against Stevens Point. Germantown's playoff run and the coaching career of Phil Datka come to an end.
Coach Datka is a fixture, man, in terms of high school football and putting out tough-minded kids. Every single guy I've ever talked to that played for Phil respects the heck out of them and learned a lot of life lessons.
I mean, we ended the season, regular season, playing Homestead, and that was a close game. And we came back and beat a playoff team and then beat Homestead and played these guys, hopefully tough, so I'm proud of them.
Hi, I'm Press Plus correspondent Craig Harden. We have more highlights from the third round of the high school football playoffs. Plus, we'll go back to South Milwaukee for this week's edition of Anything's Possible. But don't forget to visit us at the Press Plus website at jsonline.com for all your high school sports info. Stick around. Press Plus will return with your host, Gary D. Howard.
This is why you shop. And this is why you shop at Pick and Save. Keep the home team happy for less with Roundy's brand products. As good as national brands, only smarter. Pick and Save. Living up to your life.
Wow, I'm so jealous. You're so lucky.
I can't believe it finally happened.
Hold out your hand. I want to see it again. Cha-ching!
It's Boston Store's Customer Appreciation Sale, the sale that loves you back. Use your store card and get an extra 25% off regular and sale price items. Now with fewer exclusions. November 3rd through 8th. It's a date at Boston Store.
When you get to know James Jones, you learn that he's faced much bigger challenges in life than the defensive backs he faces on Sundays. James Jones is our guest as Pick and Save presents From Preps to Pros.
I went to high school in California, Gunderson High School. I went there all 4 years, basketball, track, and football. My favorite sport is basketball. I think I was a little bit better in basketball than I was in football, but I was a little bit too short. So, football was kind of the way to go with my height and athleticism, but I do love basketball.
Jones says if he had been a little taller, basketball would have been the route he'd have taken. If he wasn't in the NFL now, he'd likely be heavily involved in hoops.
I'll probably be coaching. I'll probably be a basketball coach somewhere, maybe some high school kids. Or maybe put me together a little AAU team or something to be able to change some kids' lives, but definitely basketball.
Number 89 has been involved in a lot of community activities with the Packers. In fact, James Jones just does a lot for kids in general. He's proud to be able to do that, considering what he went through as a child.
Me and my mom, we went from homeless shelter to homeless shelter for about 15 years. I think the thing that being in the homeless shelter taught me was that to appreciate the little things. It's things out there that, we may take for granted. Going through that whole situation helped me be a better man, it helped me be stronger, not only for my family to come, but, for my mother, and, it helped me grow up. So I wouldn't trade it for anything. I wouldn't wish it upon anybody, but I wouldn't trade it for anything because it helped me be the man I am today.
While James has had ups and downs on the field, his work off the field has been steady. Jones's foundation, called Love Jones for Kids Foundation, helps kids in Green Bay and San Jose, and also supports the Milwaukee Rescue Mission.
Like I told my wife, if I was blessed to be in this profession, I was going to change some lives. Whether I could change one life or whether I could change 100. I was going to do my best to change some kids' lives, and that's what I try to do whenever I can get out there in the community. I do my best to help out. Whenever I could talk to some kids, I let them know that, it's brighter days ahead of them. If I'm talking to some kids in the situation that I was in, or even in a worse situation, that it's a brighter day ahead. Just keep on working hard.
The playoff success of the South Milwaukee football team was more than just talent. The Rockets had an inspirational leader. Let's meet him as the Heiser Automotive Group presents Anything's Possible.
Hi, I'm Marianne. In this week's edition of Anything's Possible, we salute a football player who refused to let a devastating injury keep him off the field. This young man's comeback also helped his team write one of the feel-good stories of this season's playoffs.
South Milwaukee captain linebacker Brett Hochstetter is back on the field leading the Rockets defense, something that seemed highly unlikely not too long ago. In the second game of the season during warm-ups, Brett tore his ACL.
I was just scraping real hard, and then our backup running back cut, so I tried to cut, and it just kind of gave out on me.
I just saw him go down, and it looked like, he was upset that, he missed a tackle or something like that, and then, we saw he didn't get up.
Initially, Brett thought that he only had a hamstring pull and would miss a couple weeks, but an MRI later revealed the ACL tear.
And that was pretty much like the hardest thing to ever deal with, because I've heard about that injury and what it does to an athlete, and it's just devastating, and I cried.
The doctor gave Brett two choices. He could have the surgery and miss 6 months, or wait until after the season to have the surgery and play on a hurt knee. Brett chose the latter and began rehabbing his knee. Getting Brett back from injury was a huge psychological boost for the Rockets, and it came at the perfect time as they were heading into the playoffs.
I was one of the first ones to find out that he was able to come back, and I remember him walking up to me smiling, and I was like, what's going on? He goes, I just got the slip saying I can come back to practice. And we were all really excited for him to come back. I mean, even just him suiting up when he couldn't play was a big deal for the team.
Then when he was suited and ready to go into a game, you know, obviously I think because they knew what he was battling, that of course it was uplifting for everybody.
Brett returned to action playing with his torn ACL in the last game of the season against rival Cudahy. After the game, his teammates showed their admiration for their captain by honoring him with the rivalry trophy.
Chad, one of our wide receivers and safety, just came running up to us with Cudahy Rockets hammer, and he handed it to me. And I just felt amazing that they would be able to put that on me being injured. Showed they still supported me and still cared.
Here's Brett receiving this week's Anything's Possible plaque, courtesy of the Heiser Automotive Group.
Congratulations to this week's award winner. If you know someone who proves that anything's possible, let us know about them.
Wow, I'm so jealous. You're so lucky.
I can't believe it finally happened.
Hold out your hand. I want to see it again. Cha-ching!
It's Boston Store's Customer Appreciation Sale, the sale that loves you back. Use your store card and get an extra 25% off regular and sale price items. Now with fewer exclusions. November 3rd through 8th. It's a date at Boston Store.
Why is Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin the smart choice for treating the toughest medical challenges? Our patients know. It's the confidence in knowing that teams of the finest minds in medicine have their minds on you. Which is why so many patients choose us, an academic medical center, where the toughest challenges meet the best possible outcomes. Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin. For the smart choice, it's academic.
The competition is heating up. See more of the Marianne versus Brian competition at Heiser.com and see how Heiser takes on all competition.
This is why you shop. And this is why you shop at Pick 'n Save. Keep the home team happy for less with Roundy's brand products. As good as national brands, only smarter. Pick 'n Save. Living up to your life.
Did you know that endurance training is different than just running? Hello, I'm Kimberly Kane. Joining us now is Carrie Trubenbach. She is a physical therapist here at the Sports Medicine Center and a program coordinator. Carrie, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the difference then between endurance training and just going out for a jog.
Well, endurance training is a little more scientific approach to improving one's overall fitness level.
And how is that really benefiting the athlete and their performance?
By increasing or enhancing someone's overall endurance, it increases their ability to tolerate either higher intensity exercise or longer periods of exercise.
Any particular athletes or in certain sports that benefit most from this?
Athletes such as runners, cyclists, triathletes certainly benefits them, but really any athletes where endurance is a key component of their sport, for example, soccer players.
Carrie, thank you.
Thank you.
If you'd like to learn more about the Endurance Performance Enhancement Program at the Sports Medicine Center at Froedtert and the Medical College, go online at froedtert.com/sports.
With so many big matchups going on, we had to save another segment just for football highlights. We take you to Battleground Kenosha in the Lackey and Joy Spotlight.
Time these two teams met, Bradford hammered Tremper 70-21. Mr. Trojan wasn't too happy, and it looked like it could happen again early on. As Melvin Gordon takes the pitch to the right, breaks 1 tackle, 2 tackles, 3 tackles, and he's gone. 49 yards in all, 7-0 Red Devils early. But the Trojans showed they were ready to play. Quarterback Connor Patty rolls left, lofts one deep, and Ross Cotta makes the leaping grab down to the 14. Sets up a Patty quarterback sneak, 7-7. After a Gino DiBartolo 50-yard keeper, it's Gordon again, this time from 2 yards out, 14-7 Bradford. After a Tremper fumble, Gordon makes it 3 on the night, 21-7 Bradford. On cold nights like this one, the ball can get slippery, and it does here. Connor Patty can't handle the snap, then loses it again. Bradford recovers. After the fumble, Bradford trying to deliver the knockout blow, but David Parmentier sacks DiBartolo. Huge stand by the D. 3rd down and 10, Trojans needing a spark when Antonio Gully takes the direct snap, gets to the outside, shows off the Jets. They're not going to catch him. 40 yards in all, touchdown Tremper. The 3rd and 4th quarters were dominated by Bradford's ground game. Quanzell Murphy caps off this 20-play, 95-yard drive with a touchdown. Bradford beats Tremper 28-14 and pushed the Red Devils into their first ever Division I state semifinal game.
You know, it's more than winning against your rival team. You know, we've been in this is our 4th straight year in the quarterfinals, and it's great to get as a program to get to the semifinals. I think it's just a great step for our football program.
That's a wrap for this episode of Preps Plus, the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel's high school sports show. But before we go, major props to the Marquette University High School soccer team. D1 state champs, fellas. Yeah! Please be sure to join us again next week. Same Preps Plus time, same Preps Plus channel. Until then, I'm Gary Howard. Peace!
Preps Plus is brought to you by Boston Store. Community Day is this Saturday, November 13th. Support local nonprofits by making a $5 donation and receive a booklet filled with money-saving coupons to use that day. By Pick and Save, the official grocer of Preps Plus. By the Heiser Automotive Group, where anything's possible. By Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. For the smart choice, it's academic. And by Lackey and Joy's, where you'll find a great selection of clothing and outerwear, skis, snowboards, and winter accessories.